first question would be like, why do I even have to go? I mean, can't I just sit in my room and pray to Jesus in my heart and tell him I'm sorry for my sins? Why do I have to jump through this religious ritual, this hurdle, this obstacle that I have to go through, this box I have to check off to get God to forgive me? Why can't I do that in the quiet of my heart? What would you say to somebody who's got that objection, just to start with?
Yeah, well, so intellectually, I would say that there's a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation. You can forgive someone, but to reconcile, like you have to re-enter into relationship with that person, and that usually includes something. So the Lord wants us to be forgiven and reconciled, not just with Him, but also with His church. And we belong to a family. So like if you lend me your cell phone and it falls down and it breaks and it just freezes and I give it back to you and say, hey Jason, thank you so much for this. And like I don't tell you anything, that's just messed up. And like that's kind of like what we do, like when we just say, oh, sorry, but without making like any amends or like even kind of like fessing up, say, hey, look, I'm so sorry, Jason. Your phone broke. I cannot afford like to repay you, but I can give you something for it. It's like it makes sense in other spheres. How much more so in the spiritual realm? So like this is why we do it, to enter in. This, furthermore, I mean, this is what Jesus gave us, and to hear the words, "Your sins are forgiven." Yo, people paying $250 an hour for therapy. This is free. Okay, it's been free, and it's so amazing to just know that you truly are forgiven. This is great stuff, and we need to be sharing it with everybody.
Yeah, I remember Carl Jung once saying that if his patients went to confession, he would lose 99% of them. And this guy's not even a Catholic. I mean, this is a contemporary of Sigmund Freud. He said, just to hear those words, to have that shame relieved and to have that assurance that, yeah, God really has forgiven you. This is on the authority of the church, not just on your feelings. I don't know, just so much more convincing. And when I think of like the early church, like if you had someone who was sick or possessed and the apostles were in town, like you wouldn't think, well, why do I have to go to the apostles to get my kid exercise? Why do the scriptures are clear. Like is one among you sick? Bring him to the church and they'll anoint him with oil and he will be healed. And if he has sins, he will be forgiven. And so I don't think the early Christians thought of the church this way. Like this ritual they had to go through, it was not a sign that God was one step further removed from them, but an indication of how close he had come to them, that in the flesh, he was still present. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/Jason Evert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.